Hey guys, welcome to Tim's Workshop and life in France. This is all part of what we do here. I'm making some doors for a client today who's been waiting for weeks for them because it's been nice and sunny and I don't want to be in here when the sun's shining. But I'm forced in here today because it's pouring with rain. That's why my saddle's in here. I went for a ride this morning, got soaking wet, so I'm by the fire this afternoon. Okay, so far we're making the frame up. This is a cupboard that we're doing. I don't know if you can see that from there. That's the one I made about 10 years ago, and the guys painted it white. Lovely, nice oak. And this one I'm doing in pine, so you can paint it whatever colour he likes. So this is tenons, mortises. We pop her in there. That seems to fit nicely. That makes a change. Look at that. Wow. And it is square. Who would believe it? Okay. So now we need to make some holes in those for hinges. Can't do that for a minute. So we're going to cut the main big plank up and make the rest of the pieces for the doors. Right. We've got some of this really nice yellow pine. I think it comes from North America somewhere, but it is just great to work and there's hardly any waste with it, and it's good stuff to work with. Here in the Périgord, as we French people call it, the English like to call it the Dordogne, but never mind that. We've got lots of oak and chestnuts, really nice to work, but there's a lot of waste to it. It takes forever to sort it out to get it workable, but this is and get on with it and get back outside on your horse. So 2 meters 10. If you haven't got all these gadgets, then you'll have to speak to your wife about Christmas. And if you're a health and safety officer, please switch off now. Meters 10 and 2 meters 20. That'd be just right, and now I'm going to run it down the table saw to take it off in 9 centimeter pieces. Okay, I'll explain what I'm doing first before I switch the machines on, because once I get them going you won't be able to hear anything. I want them in 9 centimeter pieces, and these boards are 30. So I can afford to take a 9.5 with the first one, so that it gives me a few mil to tidy up the edge of it to make it nice. Right, I'm going to start making some noise. So I just need to tidy the wood up with the planer, which I'll show you next. This is my baby. That's a good old Sedgwick thicknesser planer. It weighs enough to turn my digger over, nearly getting it in here, but it's just a brilliant bit of kit. It's absolutely cuts dead square, dead level, beautifully, and it makes a lot of noise. So brace yourselves, and here we go. I'd just like to show you today how these cutters actually work and how we mould our pieces of stock. These have been planed and thicknessed to 25mm. cut in 9cm, 900mm widths, because that's what I want. No particular reason for that. And when we pass it through this spindle moulder, this is the cutter head that we use, and I can show you this goes through like that. I expect you can see that profile, although I think that's the upside down one. It goes like that, that's better. You can see that fits through there nicely, so that when that's rotating on the spindle, we can push this through such, making these long ones. And then we turn it on end, like this one is, on this sliding table. This piece goes up and down, so we reduce the height, which makes it cut on the top one, which is that profile there. And you have to be a little bit careful about how you get the right height. When you finish doing that, it should just fit nicely one way or another onto there, like that or like that, however, which way is which way, whichever way you want to do it. And that will be glued, and that's your final joint. And our next mission is to cut the panels that will just fit in that nicely, and we can glue the whole thing together. Is the spindle moulder. Pretty dangerous bit of kit really, but just take it easy with it. We're going to change this cutter, put on there. Think twice. Make sure the cutters are right. I think that could come up just a tad. Although, wait a minute. No, maybe that'd be okay, because it is adjustable on here. Yeah, that's okay. It's got a keyway there. The nut is a normal right-hand thread, and there should be a locking device so you turn it, but on this one it's gone, so we have to just that a little, tighten it up for a minute. Piece of wood in there. I guess all you professional guys are having heart attacks now. On the centre here, where the two doors are going to come in the centre of this very large cupboard that's going into an old, very old stone house, so it's just a big hole in the wall, and this is going to be the front of it. Yeah, 219. So we've got our 4 pieces for the ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can cut those out in a minute, and then we've got to alter the machine so that it makes a mortise tongue there that fits into these grooves there, which will back in there, and we can glue those in after done. And then we've got to make the panels to fit in between, but we've got to remember that the cross pieces that go across there have to be moulded on both sides. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 ends. So we need 4 pieces for the centres, which I guess we should get out of that. But seeing as how we've mullered that a little bit, I think we'll just cut that down and make 2 rails in the middle a bit narrower. So if we just take that down on our saw for as much as we can get from it, and then we'll have to mould it on both sides so that the panels fit in from both ways. Right, that's the fire going. This is an old wood burner that was going to be thrown out of a house and it's a really nice old solid thing that just burns on wood, and it's an oven inside. Looks a bit dusty at the minute, but once with a load of motorcycle pals here, I cooked a whole leg of wild boar in that, and it is good when it's done on wood. Hello Chuck, you come in to see the oven? Come on then, this way. Got some potatoes. Get out of here, you're not big enough to eat. Workshop friends, who needs them? Right, we've got to go back to the spindle moulder and do both sides of, not that piece, that piece. You're getting me at it now. Okay, we've done both sides of that one so that it can sit somewhere's about there and another one about there, right across, and so the panels will fit in between them and it will look something like the photograph. Maybe. We've got a little gadget over here that I made up for cutting exactly and keeping all the cuts the same. Pretty important to keep things a bit clean if you can. A bit difficult with all this sawdust, but if you get a few chips of wood behind things, it soon puts your measurements out. So we want 50. What you want? Okay, I've just marked out 50 from the stop, yeah, to the west side of the saw blade, and that's a little thing I made up there that, if you can see that, that will give me the exact same measurement every time. You've got to be a bit careful you don't nudge it when you move the wood up. But so we'll start off with having one slight cut just to make sure we've got a nice square end. Would help if the saw was set to cut right at the bottom, because I was doing the tenons earlier for the frame. There you go. Just top of there. Yeah, I reckon we're good. Okay, that's our 4 ends. Marvellous. Don't know how I do it for the money. Yeah. So now we need to cut these 4 with the centre ones to give us the breaks in the panels. This pine smells really nice. It's a shame you can't smell it. I do work sometimes in walnut, and I hate the smell of walnut. I've got a stack of walnut that's been drying for more than 10 years, and if you'd like to come and get it, I'll give it to you. Oh, we need to keep that, please. so we can play about getting the tongues right. And these ones you see will fit, we hope, one there somewhere, one like that, that one must go, something like that, and there and there. Right, what we do now is just pop those in there. As you can see, they fit quite nicely, really. We'll need to sandpaper the edges up a little bit just to make it tidy. I don't suppose the professionals do that. I expect their machines cut them so nicely, don't have to. And these midway ones will go in like that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I think. Yeah, of course it is. There you go. You see what we're talking about here. Maybe need a bigger workshop. Let me just pull that apart a little bit. There you go. And you need about 6 hands here. Just another end one for this end. I'm not going to do a complete job today because it's all going to be tidied up, and I've got to make the panels that will fit in the middle there, but that's something to show you probably tomorrow or the day after when we get round to it. But you can see the gist of what we're doing. Just like that. Look at that. You put a clamp on those, bring them in, nice bit of PVA glue, and then all you tidy them around and they'll look just great. Can't do much more today because I've got to go and feed my horse, which is very important, because if you don't go feed him, he'll be down here feeding himself, probably on me. So the cows haven't turned up yet, have they? No, there's nobody outside. The chickens sound like they need feeding. It's getting dark. It's only about 4 o'clock. 7th of December in France. A bit chilly. Normally nice, but hey ho. So I think that'll do for today, and we'll continue to be continued. See you later.